Hey guys, maybe you find yourself a little bit stretched out on a shot. Or maybe you find yourself shooting with your opposite hand. Or maybe you find yourself shooting a shot with a bridge. Or heck, maybe you're a beginner and you just don't even know what's going on. Or maybe you're an idiot. Maybe you're an even bigger idiot. Maybe you're a complete, utter moron. Thing is, just about everybody, at some time or another, is going to have a situation where they don't feel as confident as they should, or maybe as confident as they usually do. And what I'm talking about in this case is confidence of where I'm going to hit the cue ball. The first example I talked about, if I'm stretched out, I may want to hit this cue ball at 6 o'clock, shoot a stop shot. But because I'm stretched out, it's just a little bit iffy. Of course, when I was a beginner, it was a lot worse. But one of the very first things I was ever taught was a way to maybe make a situation like that just a little bit better. 0.1% better. If I'm unsure about where I'm going to hit the cue ball, but I'm still pretty sure I'm going to be close, one of the things that I can do is put just a little bit of sidespin on it. And when I say a little bit, I'm talking about half a tip at very most. Don't need the sidespin for whatever shape I'm trying to get, but it can give me a little bit bigger margin of error on the shot in situations where I'm awkward, or in situations where I'm an idiot or a beginner or heck inebriated. You can make it just a little bit better. And if you miss a shot one time less out of 1,000 shots, that's better. Not the secret of pool. That's for damn sure. So let's say if I want to take this 2-ball and I'm an idiot, and there's a cat down there. That's another thing. There's a cat down there bugging me. I want to make it just a little bit more likely that I'm going to make this ball. I can put, in this case, just a little bit of left English on it. Aim the 2 at the right side of the pocket. Cheat the pocket. Just a little bit of left and aim it at the right side of the pocket with a stroke on it. I can also put a little bit of right English and aim the 6 at the left side of the pocket. And I'll get to why I'm talking about doing this in a second. I think one of the things most likely to be messed up on a shot is where you hit the cue ball, and that means how much squirt you get on the shot. You're expecting a certain amount, maybe you get more. Most people aren't going to miss being on the shot line, or they're going to miss it no matter what. Doesn't matter. But exactly where you hit that cue ball absolutely affects how much squirt you get. And I think that's the most likely thing to be inconsistent, let's say, is how much squirt do you get on a shot? So when you go to shoot a ball in, There's three things that determine what direction this force is going to go in. Assuming I hit the absolutely perfect geometric contact point, there's still three things that are going to happen. Because I have a very slight cut on the four ball, cutting it to my left a little bit, I'm going to get cut induced throw, which tries to straighten the ball out a little bit. As the cue ball comes along, contacts the four to cut it, it's going to push the four a little bit that way. That's contact induced throw. It's not very much, but it does exist. Another one might be spin induced throw. If I come in here to the exact perfect contact point, but now my cue ball is spinning, it's going to push the four that way. If my cue ball is spinning clockwise, it's going to push the four that way. Again, not very much, but it does happen, and it is important. And the third thing is, what if I don't hit this contact point? What if I cut the four here, or cut the four this way? I can do that because of squirt. Cut induced throw is a pretty small effect, and it's at its greatest on a half ball hit. Spin induced throw is a pretty small effect as well. It's at its greatest on a 100% full hit. Cut doesn't matter. Cut doesn't care about spin and cut throw and all that. They're still there, but cut is so much more powerful. I can't hit the four like this and expect it to go in that pocket, no matter how much throw I have. Spin, cut, whatever kind of throw, it's still not going to go in. And if you screw up your squirt, you're changing how that cut works. You're changing where I hit the four. In this case, if I put and squirt too much, I hit way too far over here to the left, the cue ball squirts way too far to the right, which cuts the four in here and makes me miss the shot. If I shoot the same shot and I go way too far to the right, and I'm not allowing for that. I'm thinking I'm going to hit it a little bit to the right, but I hit it way to the right. You know what I'm saying? Hit it way to the right. Well, that type of thing actually had me go in, so fooled myself right there. All I'm trying to get at here is, I guess I'm trying to make the world's longest and most boring video for a pretty simple concept. And that is, if you're not sure where you're going to hit that cue ball, you want to give yourself the biggest margin of error, shoot this four with a little bit of left spin, half tip, and aim the four at the right half of the pocket. And put a stroke on the ball. That doesn't mean shoot it hard. It just means put a stroke on the ball. Like that one right there, I did not. I had a decelerating stroke on that. You don't get as much squirt with a decelerating stroke. Just a little bit of left. Gets that cue ball to get that squirt. And what happens is, because of where I just aimed that four, I aimed it to basically come in here, the left side of the pocket. But because my squirt is iffy, because I was stretched out or whatever one of those reasons we want to talk about, I could have hit the four here instead of here. But I had this whole pocket to play with. I don't know if that just made any sense. If I have this shot, if I aim to hit this bottom right, just a touch of bottom right, a tad of bottom right. Sorry, I can't say touch. That's copyrighted apparently. But I'm aiming the four to hit the left side of the pocket, and I screw up where I hit the cue ball. I'm probably not going to screw up so bad that I end up putting left on. I might screw up so bad that instead of hitting with just a little bit of right, I actually hit it dead center. Could do that. I could hit it with a little bit more bottom right than I intended. I'm still going to be in this quadrant. If I hit it That's going to hit it dead in the face on vertical axis. I'm already aiming at the left side of that pocket. So it's going to go in. If I screw up, odds are I'm still going to be using right side spin, which is going to squirt the cue ball more this way, which is going to cut the 4-ball more this way. And I've got that whole pocket for margin of error. It's not super cool. It's going to be a very small effect for most people, but it is going to be there. And in some cases, you just want to maximize your odds of putting a ball in. If you're not sure, and it doesn't hurt you to do that. I'm talking about just a very little bit of side spin. And it doesn't hurt you to do that. I can shoot this a little bit of left English. I'm basically trying to cut the 4 into this facing. If it squirts too much, then I've got this whole rest of the pocket as my margin of error. As long as I hit it with just a little bit of left and put a stroke on it, it's still got a very good chance of going in. Very good chance of going in. The last thing that I want to cover here is, let me come back over here to this. Get up here. I feel like I've been stretched out way too much. So, does it matter? This shot is lined up perfectly straight for that corner pocket. Does it matter if I'm going to use this a little bit of English, cheat the pocket type of method? It doesn't matter if I use left or right English. It doesn't matter if I aim over here, aim the 4 at the right side of the pocket, or aim over here and aim the 4 at the left side of the pocket. In this case, I don't think it matters all that much, but it does still make a difference. Remember I said like 0.1%? This might make it 0.011%. Just a little tiny bit. And that's called helping English. A lot of people don't even believe helping English exists. I know for an absolute fact that it does exist on bank shots. But a lot of times on a bank shot, the object ball has picked up extra spin by contact with rails. So it may be spinning more than I can get it to spin with just a cue stick. But helping English, I don't even have to shoot this, I just come up here to show you. If I put right English on this cue ball, and I decide that's what I'm going to do, I'm going to put right English on the cue ball, aim it for the left side of the pocket, put a stroke on it. So it's either going to go straight in, or I'm going to have this whole pocket to play with. Because I just put a little bit of right English on the cue ball. It's putting just a little bit of left. This is way big time exaggeration right here, but just a little bit of left English. It'll come down and I hit this point. In other words, I almost missed the shot with that little bit of left English. That might be enough to throw it in the pocket. If I come down here with the other English, I put the other English on the cue ball, you transfer a little bit of that spin to the object ball, come down here and hit that same point, but now it's spinning counterclockwise. It might be enough to throw it out of the pocket. Much more apparent like snooker pockets. The whole helping English thing is much more apparent like snooker pockets, at least for me. But Dave, you might say, if I've got this 4 coming in pretty shallow, and I have counterclockwise spin on it like this, then it actually hits the side rail, that can be good. It can kind of keep it close to the side rail instead of bouncing out so much. And this is a true statement, but I don't think it's nearly as powerful as what happens if I hit this point. If I come in with this counterclockwise spin and then hit this point, with this counterclockwise spin, it might keep it out of the pocket like it just did. If I come in at this type of a shallow angle with clockwise spin, probably not going to do this with my hands. And just did. So it came in with counterclockwise spin. It was so shallow anyway, it didn't bounce very far off the rail. Hit this same facing, But this time it had to go to spin and put it in a pocket. Very, very small difference in success rate on shots. But I believe it's still a difference. I bet I'll have more balls down here. If I have a situation like I'm going to put this 3 in down there. As far as I'm concerned, from this kind of distance, cheating the pocket, no. I'm merely a human being. I can't be cheating the pocket from 5 feet away with any kind of accuracy or consistency. So, odds are very good. I'm not even going to bother with any of the stuff I just said. The stuff I just said was when you're up there kind of close and cheating the pocket becomes like a realistic thing. From back here, no. If I was going to, and I'm not, I'm going to shoot it, but I wouldn't do this in real life. Say I want to put a little bit of right side spin on the cue ball. I want to aim the 3 for that side of the pocket. Way the hell down there, which I can't hardly even see. If I was going to put a little bit of left side spin, I would be aiming the 3 towards the right side of the pocket. And I don't think I can do it either way. I'm not with any kind of reliability or whatever. The only difference becomes sometimes that helping English can be a good thing. So on a shot like this is a very tough angle for a ball to go in the corner pocket with any kind of speed. On a shot like this, if everything else is equal, I'm going to put just a touch of right English on the cue ball. So there's just a touch, a smaller touch, of clockwise spin, left English on that 3. And just in case I hit that point down there, it might be enough to throw it in the pocket. 1 out of every 2,000 shots or whatever. The other 1,999 shots, it's not going to make any difference whatsoever. But just maybe, every now and then, it just might make a difference. And this very small amount, so I didn't even need the facing that time. That very small amount of side spin isn't enough to mess me up and make me start missing shots. If I shoot way up, way out, then yeah, that can mess me up. But again, half a tip at very most. Just enough to where you put a good stroke on it, you're going to get some squirt. Because I'm counting on that squirt happening. I just don't know in my stretched out or left-handed or with the bridge or inebriated. I just don't know exactly where I'm going to hit the cue ball. I just know the general area. And the better you get, the closer you're going to be to that general area. I think that's all I want to say about this video. I've got to do some editing to deal with the 2 cameras and all that. It might take the rest of my life to get all this together. I hope it ends up being worth it and not just seem like just random ramblings. It wasn't really random, but again, very small effect. But sometimes we just got to take every possible advantage that we can get, or every decrease in a disadvantage that we can get. Sometimes you just have to do that, and heck, especially as a beginner, that kind of thinking really helped me a lot. So that's all I'm going to say about this right now. Thanks, guys.